One of my favorite topics to discuss is what I would do in a zombie apocalypse. Would I hold up in my apartment, load up a car, and drive into the countryside? What type of weapons would I use, and so on? But now, if that topic ever arises, the first question usually asked is, what type of zombies are they? Are they Night of the Living Dead, Walking Dead shamblers, or Left 4 Dead 28 days later running zombies? Latter of the which I know you and me ain't surviving. But back when I was growing up, the only zombies I knew of were the walking type, the ones that just want to eat brains. Oh my god, what is that zombie doing to him? Oh my god, get off him, get off him! No More Room in Hell is a zombie survival mod, originally, but now it can be downloaded as a standalone game for free on Steam that features up to 8 players surviving alongside each other in an objective-based mode where players must reach the end of a map, or a survival mode where they must hold out against the onslaught of undead. The main focus of combat is via melee weapons, lighter one-handed weapons like a pipe, hatchet, or a knife, and bigger two-handed weapons like a sledgehammer, fire axe, and whatever this is called. Real everyday weapons you'd find out and about while exploring.
I threw a rock at him!
But there's also a shove ability, which I also recommend using, because after attacking, these zombies aren't phased in the slightest from getting bonked on the head. Also, it's pretty helpful if you get grabbed, because if you get bit, unlike other zombie games, the only thing helping you is either death or popping some pills, which introduces a fun dynamic to the game, where your goddamn friend, who is clearly bitten but refuses to admit it, so you just have to follow him around and keep an eye on him. But if you're not a pussy, you can do the right thing, which benefits everybody.
I'm out. What? You cannot pull out of this! I'm pulling out. You're way too deep to pull out. I'm pulling out. No, we are not. You're leaving it in. I've been pulling out for years, son. You are not fucking pulling out of this mission. That's the only reason we're here. We are doing this.
Or what I like to do sometimes is, right as I'm about to turn, is run somewhere and hide, turn, and then let my zombified body kill my teammates. So, there is that. The other half of combat is guns, which they did right. One aspect that I absolutely love is to check how much ammo you have, you physically have to remove the mag and see how many bullets are left in there. Speaking of bullets, there's no light, medium, or heavy ammo. Ammo is sorted by the caliber of each bullet. 9mm, 45 ACP, 356, 308, 22 LR, 556, and 762 by 39. The trick is to know which ammo goes in which gun, and can take a little bit of time to get used to, because otherwise you have to pick it up and actually see what type of ammo it is, versus just seeing the color of the box and knowing, oh, this is 9mm. But rolling up to a new area and finally finding some ammo for a gun you actually have makes the act of finding it so much more rewarding. Now, most of the zombies are just regular ass walkers, but they did add some variety into them, with recently infected people who still have higher cognitive function and coordination that allows them to sprint, and the infamous child zombies, who at first might be hard to kill for some people. No. But then get desensitized to it. I think No More Room in Hell thrives in its simplicity of the zombies. I know if I got to play this game as a kid, I would have been so intrigued and glued to the screen. The vibe of holding out in a store or a bar, a cabin, while barricading up entrances only to have them broken down and the infected slowly making their way in is something beautiful. Hell, that's all I ever wanted in a zombie game as a kid. A lot of other ones out there try to do too much, and I feel like it takes away from the horror and survival aspect of it. Now, let's look at the 2 types of game modes. First off, survival, which I think that's my favorite, in which 8 players have to fend off several waves of zombie hordes. After a certain number of waves, specific to each map, a helicopter flies in and allows players to stock up on supplies, weapons, and ammunition. Depending on the map, you'll have a different number of zones to defend throughout the match, and you can use duffel bags to help repair them if they get too damaged. So keep an eye on them. A respawn token is obtained after killing 20 zombies, 10 if you're playing on casual, but we ain't no punk ass bitches. The goal of the survivors is to reach the final wave and wait for an extraction event.
Gravando, ó Billion, mais incrível do mundo.
And finally, escape. The other mode, objective, which is similar to Left 4 Dead's campaigns, except players must complete a set of predetermined tasks in order to complete the map.
Sorry, Grandpa.
Set objectives can range from finding a key to open a door, a gas can and using it to start up a generator, and so on. All of these maps can be huge, absolutely massive, where if you don't use your compass, you can easily get lost and lose track of what you're doing or where you're going, all ending with you getting to the extraction zone. All of these modes can be played on a variety of different maps. Some of my personal favorites are Drugstore, Midwest, Chinatown, Brooklyn, and Quarantine. But there's still a lot I haven't played, let alone beaten. During both these types of missions, you may get hurt, where you can use bandages to help stop bleeding if you get scratched. Medkits are used to restore your health and have one of the longest healing animations I've seen in a game. And finally, pills, which are used to hold off infection. But sometimes it ain't even the infection that'll kill you. Your team might do a better job and, honestly, more effective.
Sorry, Snake.
Teamwork is very important, looking out for your friends and all that stuff. They might have a shotgun that could help safely clear out a doorway, and you might have picked up ammo for it a while back. Teammates might be bleeding out, you bet your ass I'm on my way, homie. It doesn't feel as rigid and structured as Left 4 Dead, but the blueprint is there, just depends on how much effort you want to put into it. Once you're down to the last few of the group, the atmosphere changes and becomes a lot more unsettling, which I think the Source engine is really good at. The lighting and texture work is fairly basic, but it adds to the charm of it all. And finally, there's also mod support via the Steam Workshop. It's not going to have as many as other games out there, but there's a decent chunk to help add to the game. And that's No More Room in Hell, a surprisingly simple zombie game that I downloaded after playing the second one. And my god, that one isn't looking so hot right now. So if it looks interesting to you, it's free, and there's probably going to be an influx of players due to the second game. I hope you enjoyed this video. I put a lot of effort into it, and if you did, maybe check out this video. It's about the 2005 game Land of the Dead. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good one.